Thank you TEDx, CNMS, Shashwati Shankar for having me here. Today, after 30 years of experience and introspection, I realized that I am a product of all the wrong things done or packaged in the right way. The local lingo for this would be Jugaad. Jugaad, which we, by default, which we Indians are masters of. According to me, I forgot to. According to me, Jugaad means bridging the gap between our necessity and requirements. I will give you a few examples to make this statement more clearly, you can understand it. Okay? Few of my examples from my life. I basically come from a middle class Gujarati Jain family, and we are into manufacturing of electrical contacts used in switches, locomotives, forklifts, etc. So after completing my education, I joined my father's business, and within a couple of months, I understood that there is not much for me to do as such, because the business is set, the customers are set, the process is set, the workers are trained, the machinery is there, everything is there already. All my job technically is to sit on the gadda and manage finances. I was in, a very comfort zone. Basically, if you say, majani life, shanti. सुबह को जाने का, बैठने का, पैसा कमाने का, घर पे आने का. But somehow, I always believed that comfort zone is good, so it's a feel-good factor, but then it can become a very, very dangerous zone if you stay in that for a longer time. For the simple reason, it restricts growth. So I was thinking that, this is, and I want to experience life. I want to experience the pressures that come with it. I want to experience the stress. I want to experience the risks, along with success, obviously. But then this comfort zone is not for people like me. I need to get out of this. So what I did, I came up with a concept that what we are manufacturing just now for the local market, why don't I focus on those components and do exports? Try to create an export opportunity. Two reasons. One, I am involved, I am doing something. And second, I am bringing foreign currency for my country. This idea stuck in my mind. But I know this is what I need to do, or this is where I should put my energies into. Now, because coming from a middle class family, money constraints, I did not want to put additional pressure on my parents, my father. So I requested him that, if you can just give me a return ticket. If you can just give me a ticket to US, because that time I was planning US. So he said, "Nahi yaar, tere ko main return ticket deta hai. Because if something goes wrong, then at least I know my boy is going to come back." So he gave me a return ticket, and my uncle came in, and he gave me $1,000, and he said, "No, this is for your pocket expenses." I said, "Okay, done." So now, armed with a return ticket and $1,000, I set my goals to USA. I go there, and within 3-4 weeks, I realized that the $1,000 are almost over. It's a very expensive place to stay, to maintain yourself. New place, new country, language problem to understand that English was a tough job. First time out of the country, money is getting over, and that idea of starting a business, long, far away, because I have still not settled down only. Somewhere at that point, somewhere inside my heart, I knew one thing, that I need to hang in there for a little longer time. If I managed to hang in, somewhere inside me, my little, that voice inside the head, that खींच पाएगा. अगर टिक गया तो खींच डालूंगा. Now the question came, most important, टिकेगा कैसा? How would you sustain yourself without money in a foreign land? So then, the mind goes in the Jugaad mode. That फंसा है, मगर करना है. Now the thing, how? So the Jugaad mode starts. So what I did was that I started doing night work, night jobs. Small odd jobs, whatever it was possible, because I had gone on a business visa, not on a work visa. So a little bit of twisting here and there. So I worked at petrol pumps in the night, filling gas. I'll just show you. This slide, I don't think so is working. Yeah, these are the US things where I had gone. Those were my friends. The question comes, how do I sustain, right? So I started working at petrol pumps, started filling in gas, washing cars, changing tires, working at restaurants. I also worked at sandwich shops, cutting vegetables and salads that goes inside the thing. And in the morning time, I used to call and try to contact the prospective buyers with whom I could do business with. So again, instead of asking money from home or taking loan, I was self-sufficient. To that point, now I can be, it's a little embarrassing, but I would still like to share this with you. I also worked at night bars, okay? Now, and there I was a junior hairstylist or a makeup guy. So the senior guys, those were the exotic dancers, and the main guy who does that makeup for them. And my job was an assistant where I had to hold the hair dryer when he's making the girls more beautiful. So I did also those kind of jobs, because at that time I realized one thing: no job is small or big. Idea is that that job what you're doing, it should cater to your need at that time. So even if it was like this, kind of a job what I had to do, small petty jobs, what generally say or people are ashamed of, I don't believe in that. Because in fact, working for those ladies, and once we became friends at that local nightclub, the girls, they were the people who used to tip me handsomely after knowing me or where am I coming and what are my dreams. So they were kind enough, and they used to tip me so handsomely that within that about 5 to 6 weeks what I worked there, I made so much of money that I could sustain now for a couple of months in USA. So that was a big boon and that was a big help. Now all I had to do, the money problem was done. Now what I had to do was to only focus on business. Hard work, sincerity, determination, never give up, spirit, willingness to adapt. Because all these things, help me out. It was not that it is inside me and I was born with all those things. Over the period of time, I realized in a year, I have to slow down. I have to create that patience in me. I cannot be hyper all the time that today I come, tomorrow I crack a deal, I go back home. It doesn't work that way. And most importantly, the large-heartedness of the American people. With this, within 6 months of time, I was in a position where 2 to 3 companies came in our support and they said, okay, we are ready to back you. You please go ahead and do your, reason why you're here. We'll start business with you. Mission accomplished. Finally, I could get what I was here for. But it was a process to reach here. That process was Jugaad, bridging the gap. Now, back in Mumbai, business has started, business is growing. I'm in a much financially, me and my family are in a much financially better position what we were as foreign currency coming in. But in a couple of years, again, that comfort zone started coming in. Relax, Shanti, things are going. Then again, one day I was sitting and realizing that now what? Now one, I can be in this comfort zone and continue, or try something different and get into something which is going to allow me to experience life, more to life. So then I said, okay, so one part is done. Now, I would like to get experiences into the field of, the passion, what generally all of us use, passion. So I also got carried away. बोले कि यार अभी passion खेलता हूँ मैं. I'll go passion. So then think that what is my passion? So then what better than glamour, light, camera, action. Super. I said, done. This is what I'm going to follow now. So I had made a small fortune in business. I had my money to start off with. There were banks to support because I was a well-known businessman till then, so people were ready to support. So creating a couple of crore rupees was not a very difficult task at that time. And I ventured into filmmaking. Business is on. This is my side, passion. I made a movie as a producer. It's Rocking Darde Disco. Unfortunately, the movie bombed. Okay? And I lost crores of rupees. My passion cost me a bomb. जिधर से चालू किया था, I came back there. Everything lost. Plus the society pressures. Superman, he wanted to be a Superman. He wants to be this, that, yeah. Chalo, now, bhogto. So whatever, when life goes down, it really takes you, it's a very hard thing. So I was in that position now. And unfortunately, in a very sensitive position where, there was nothing much for me to do, except to listen because I was in that space. And in that space technically I was responsible for that space where I was in, because things didn't work in my favor. But that's okay. Now, the question have come, survival. That, अभी क्या? यहाँ तक तो पहुँच गया, जमीन ऊपर था, वापस नीचे जमीन पे आ गया. Now what do? I said, yeah, 2 options. One, I keep on crying. I लूट गया, बर्बाद हो गया, God was unkind, this, that, whatever. And second, go into the Jugaad mode again. Okay, this is not it. This is not the end. Try. Next level, next step. Here, 2 important lessons of my life I learned here during this. One, passions, dreams. I want to follow this, that. Super. But if it goes the other way around, if it falls, if you are a failure, it is your responsibility and only your responsibility. Bhagwan, those, maa baap, nobody is responsible. You had the kida inside, you wanted to do it, so you have to face the consequences. Your life can go on a pause mode because when you fail, everything stops around you. But you have to make sure that that doesn't affect your loved ones, near ones, dear ones. And their life is always on the play mode. So you have to be that man enough to be in that thing. And second most important, that there were a lot of reasons why this movie failed. Okay, maybe poor execution, maybe this, maybe that, so many things. Everybody has their own opinions when something fails. According to me, the major reason why the movie flopped, I'm just taking from my point of view, perspective, not from technical point of view, why the movie failed. It failed because I understood much later in life that passions are always from the heart, but the execution should always come from the mind. Very important lesson I learned that day after losing crores of rupees. In my case, what had happened, passion, and to follow the passion and to achieve the passion, the execution was also from the heart. So what happened? Emotional decisions. I know somewhere, as a businessman, that acumen that I know, yeah, this is, but emotional, nahi, chal yaar, uska bhi, finish. The moment I started taking emotional decisions in business, because I never treated this project as business, I treated it as passion. I couldn't understand the difference between passion and business. So this was the outcome. So just a request to you guys that, whenever you follow your passions, execution should be from here. Otherwise, you will be in a very complicated zone. Now, the last part, that there is a very famous saying that, before that, sorry. So the movie flopped, this thing, blah, blah, blah. Now the question comes that now what? So again, the Jugaad mode starts, the never give up spirit. And again, the full concentration goes back to business. Because what had happened in the meantime, business was like 30% and 70% time was going on this movie line. Now it is again going back and full 100% is on work. Again, the dedication, full focus, blah, blah. And after a couple of years, I was debt free. So I came out from that thing. It took me, it cost me a few years of my life. It cost me a lot of foreign trips, which I could have generally been, but that's okay. That's experiences. And that's how I want to live my life, that I need to experience everything. And I want it to stay in my head also. I don't want to get over it. I don't want to forget over it. So finally, I'm today standing here. I'm almost debt free. And I did not start any more projects because first, before starting on to anything, I like to put an end to the previous thing. I just cannot keep on passing. Aage badhte raho, and then, lingering. That's not me. So now, after so many years, I am in a position now where maybe I will start a new life, ready to experience what life has to, open up. The last 2 years have been critical for all of us because of this pandemic situations and all. Yeah, the time's up. Yeah, sorry, this is the thing. There is a famous saying that, I have not failed. I have either won or I have learned. In my case, I have not failed, and I truly believe that even now also. Few times I have won, and most times I have learned. So with this, I will end the topic. Thank you. Jai.